So I am going to turn it over to Pamela Reinigal. Please join me in welcoming her.
Thank you for that introduction. So as Brandon just explained, the idea for this program was to share with you some of the many, many folk ballads who all begin with someone just going innocently out for a stroll. And it's amazing, in the world of folk balladry, almost anything can happen to you when you're just going for a walk. Sometimes it's just a matter of witnessing something, a little episode of domestic grief, or a satanic conniving, or a mystical vision. Or you might find love at first sight, or find a total stranger wooing you. And there's love stories, of course, that end in tragic separations, and some that end in happy unions, and actually also some happy separations and tragic unions, and a couple with even more dangerous and exciting events. And the texts of these songs span history from the 1430 to one that was only documented in the 1930s. So we're spanning actually 5 centuries of history. Let's go for a walk. As I went out walking one fine summer morning, the birds in the bushes did warble and sing. Fine laddies and lasses in couples were sporting, going down to the factory, their work to begin. I spied one amongst them, more fairer than any. Her cheeks were like roses that none can excel, her skin like the lily that grows in yonder valley, and she was a hard-working factory girl. I stepped right up to her, more closely to view her, when on me she cast such a look of disdain. Young men, have some manners, and do not come near me, for although I'm a poor girl, I think it's no shame. Oh, it's not for to scorn you, fair maid, I adore you. Pray grant me one favor, say where do you dwell? Kind sir, you'll excuse me, for now I must leave you, for yonder's the sound of my factory bell. But I have land, I have houses, I adorn them with ivy. I have gold in my pockets and silver as well. And if you'll come with me, it's a lady I'll make you, and you won't have to heed that factory bell. Oh, it's love and temptation are our ruination. Go marry a lady, I hope you do well. But I am an orphan without friend or relation, and forby I'm a hard-working factory girl. And with these words she turned, and with less she has left me. And it's all for her sake I'll go wander away. I'll find some deep valley where no one shall know me, and it's there I'll mourn my factory girl.
Wow.
So that's the factory girl. From here to something completely different. If you've ever heard of the saying, speak of the devil, you know that when you speak of the devil, he's liable to show up. Another superstition about the devil is that if someone curses, may the devil take you, then the devil has for a moment the permission to come take you if he wants to. And those are both referenced in this song. As I went out walking last summer to take in the view by the sea, a couple of rogues out a-rambling before me I happened to see. Now to learn what these boys might be up to, a trifle I hastened my walk, for I thought I could learn their profession if I got within range of their talk. Now one of these boys was the devil, and one was the bailiff McGlynn, and one was as vile as the other, and both were as ugly as sin. Says the old boy, says he, I'm the devil, and you are a bailiff, I see. Is it the devil himself? Said the bailiff. Well, that beats the devil, said he. Just then a young boy ran out of a cottage and took off right over the hill. May the devil take you, cried his mother as she threw a few stones at his heels. Well, why don't you take the young rascal, your highness, the bailiff, he cried. Oh, it was not from her heart that the wish came, the devil, he smiling replied. Then nearby in a patch of potatoes a piglet was striving to dig, and the owner came out and she shouted, the devil take you for a pig. Well, that's now a mighty fine offer, why not take the piglet, said he. Oh, it was but with her lips that she said it, and that's not sufficient for me. Then a boy up the road saw them coming, and into his mother he fled. Oh, mother, the bailiff is coming. And she clasped her two hands and she said, may the devil take that awful bailiff. The old boy said, bedad, that'll do. That was straight from her heart, that came surely. So, Bailiff McGlynn, I'll take you. So that's called The Devil and the Bailiff, and it's from Ireland. And the next song, which takes us to the 16th century, is a song about the impulsiveness of youth. The provost's fair daughter was walking alone. Oh, but her love it was easily won, when she spied a Scot prisoner making his moan, and she was the flower of Northumberland. He said, oh, if a lassie would marry with me, oh, but her love it was easily won, I would make her a lady of high degree, if she'd loose me from my prison so strong. So it's she's done her duty in her father's good stocks, oh, but her love it was easily won, and she's stolen the best key to many's the brave lock, and she loosed him from his prison so strong. And then she's done her duty in her father's good stable, oh, but her love it was easily won, and she's stolen the best horse that was both fleet and able, for to carry them both to bonny Scotland. But when they crossed the border, he turned and he said, oh, but your love, it was easily won. Get you down from this horse, you're a brazen-faced whore, although you're the flower of Northumberland. Oh, it's cook in your kitchen I surely must be. Oh, but my love, it was easily won, for I dare not go back to my own country, where I was the flower of Northumberland. Well, it's cook in my kitchen you never could be. Oh, but your love, it was easily won, for my lady would never have servants like thee. So you'll have to go home to Northumberland. For it's I have a wife in my own country. Oh, but your love, it was easily won, and I can't do a thing with a lassie like thee. You'll have to go home to Northumberland. But then he's taken pity on this lassie so young, although her love it was easily won. And he's hired an old horse, and he's hired an old man, for to carry her safe to Northumberland. Well, when she got there, her father did frown and say, oh, but your love, it was easily won, to run off with a Scotsman when you're barely 16, and you were the flower of Northumberland. When her mother came in, her mother did smile and said, oh, but your love, it was easily won, but you're not the first girl of Scotsland beguiled, and you're welcome back home to Northumberland, where you will not lack bread and you will not lack wine, although your love it was easily won. You won't lack the silver to find you a man, and you're I, the fair flower of Northumberland. Okay, so now we're going back to things that you overhear or see when you're just going for a walk. As I went out walking, I heard a complaining, and I saw an old woman, a picture of gloom. She was sweeping the mud off her porch. It was raining, and these were her words as she wielded her broom. All life is a toil, and love is a trouble. Beauty will fade, and riches will flee. Pleasures will dwindle, and prices will double, and nothing is as I would wish it to be. There's too much of worriment goes in a bonnet, and there's too much of ironing goes in a shirt. There's nothing repays you the time you waste on it. There's nothing stays with us but trouble and dirt. Oh, life is a toil and love is a trouble. Beauty will fade, riches will flee. Pleasures will dwindle and prices will double, and nothing is as I would wish it to be. Well, there's dusting at 6 and there's sweeping at 7, then cooking at 8 and there's victuals at 9. Then we're potting and panning from 10 to 11. We scarce finished breakfast and we're ready to dine. All life is a toil and love is a trouble. Beauty will fade and riches will flee. Pleasures will dwindle and prices will double, and nothing is as I would wish it to be. Last night in my dreams I was banished forever, on a far distant rock in the midst of the sea. My sole occupation, a constant endeavor to sweep off the waves as they swept over me. Oh, life is a toil and love is a trouble. Beauty will fade and riches will flee. Pleasures will dwindle and prices will double, and nothing is as I would wish it to be. Alas, 'twas no dream. When I woke, I could see it, and I knew I was helpless my fate to avert. Then she put down her broom, and she folded her apron, and she laid down and died, and was buried in dirt. Oh, life is a toil, and love is a trouble. Beauty will fade, and riches will flee. Pleasures will dwindle, and prices will double, and nothing is as I would wish it to be. Okay, so from the ridiculous to something else. The next one is one of the very large number of ballads in the English-speaking traditions. Every country and region has them, about a long absent lover returning from war or from sea and coming to his lover in disguise. And this one comes from Ireland again. As I went out walking one morning in June, to view the fair meadows and the heather in bloom, I spied a pretty fair maid. She appeared like a queen in her costly fine robes and her mantle so green. I stepped up to her, put her in surprise. I own she did not know me, I being in disguise. I said, my fair creature, would you come with me? We'll both join in wedlock, and married we'll be. She answered, oh no, sir, I must be excused, for I'll wed with no man, so you must be refused. I wander the green fields to shun all man's view, since the lad I loved dearly went to famed Waterloo. Well, since you will not marry me, won't you tell me your love's name? For I fought in that battle, I might have known the same. Draw near to my garment, it's there to be seen. His name is embroidered on my mantle so green. She lifted her mantle, and 'twas there to behold his name and his surname in letters of gold. Young Willie O'Reilly appeared to my view. Oh, he was my chief comrade in famed Waterloo. your love, and I thought where the bullets do fly. And on the field of battle, your true love does lie. We fought for 3 days, till the 4th afternoon. He received his death summons on the 18th of June. Well, when she heard this sad news, she fell into despair. With a wringing of her hands and a tearing of her hair, I shall wander the green fields and shun all man's view. Since the lad I loved dearly fell at famed Waterloo. Oh, Nancy, lovely Nancy, it was I broke your heart. In your father's garden that night we did part. In your father's garden, so fair to be seen, I robe you in my arms in your mantle so green. And now this couple's married, I've heard people say, that great nobles attended on their wedding day. He dressed in rich attire, and she appeared like a queen, in her costly fine robes and her mantle so green. You can't help just editorializing that I never understand why she marries him after he pulls a dirty trick like that. She should have just slapped his face. But there is an amazing number of songs with exactly that plot. Okay, so the next song includes the oldest text that I'm singing today, which has to do with the use of riddles as a test of worthiness. And the riddles go back, as I mentioned before, to 1430, although this particular walk that led to their use is a 19th century ballad. A gentleman's fair daughter walked down a narrow lane when she met with Captain Wedderburn, the keeper of the game. He said to his serving man, if it were not for the law, that maid would lie in bed with me and she'd lie next the wall. Oh, go away, young man, she said, and do not bother me. For before I lie one night with you, you must answer questions 3. 3 questions you must answer me whilst I set forth the wall. Before you and I in one bed could lie, or I lie next the wall. For my breakfast you must bring to me a bird without a bone. For my dinner you must bring to me a cherry without a stone. For my supper you must bring to me a bird without a gall. Before I would lie in bed with you at either stock or wall. Well, a bird when it is in the egg, it surely has no bone. And a cherry when in blossom, it surely has no stone. And the dove, it is a gentle bird, she flies without a gall. So you and I in one bed should lie, and you lie next the wall. Oh, go away, young man, she said, and do not me perplex. For before I'd lie one night with you, you must answer riddle 6. 6 riddles you must answer me while I set forth them all. Before you and I in one bed could lie, or I lie next the wall. What is rounder than a ring? What is higher than a tree? What is worse than woman's wrath? What is deeper than the sea? What bird sings best? And what tree buds first? And on it the dew first falls. Before I would lie in bed with you at either stalk or wall. Well, the world is rounder than a ring, heaven's higher than a tree, and the devil's worse than woman's wrath, and hell is deeper than the sea. The lark sings best, and the oak buds first, and on it the dew first falls. So you and I in one bed should lie, and you lie next the wall. Oh, go away, young man, she said, and bother me no more. For before I lie one night with you, you must bring me items for things that you must bring to me whilst I set forth them all. Before you and I in one bed could lie, or I lie next the wall. You must bring to me a mantle that warp nor waft went through. You must bring to me a winter fruit that in December grew. A sparrow's horn and a priest unborn to wed us both in two. Before I would lie in bed with you at either stalk or wall. Well, my mother has a silk mantle that warp nor waft went through. And my father has some winter fruit that in December grew. A sparrow's horn is easy found, there's one on every claw. And Melchizedek was a priest unborn, so you lie next the wall. So that song is known as either the Riddle Song or Captain Wedderburn's Courtship. Are we on time? Excellent. So the next song I just want to give us, I don't want to give away the plot line, but I just want to give a little bit of a framing. There's a whole genre of traditional folk songs in Ireland called ashlings, in which a person goes out for a walk and then they have a mystical vision of a beautiful woman who in general is symbolic of Ireland, the country of Ireland. And sometimes called a spearbond, this sort of mystical female vision. And so this is one of those songs. All through the north as I walked forth for to view the shamrock plain, I stood a while where nature smiled amidst the rocks and streams. On the matron mild I cast my eye, all in that fertile vale, and the song she sung as she went along was my poor old Granny Wail. Her head was bare, and her grey hair over her eyes hung down. Her neck and waist, her hands and feet, in iron chains were bound. The tears of grief fell from her eyes, each tear as large as hail. And the song she sung as she went along was me poor old Granny Wail. The dress she wore was bathed in gore all by a ruffian band. Her lips so sweet that monarchs kissed had now grown pale and wan. Her mournful wail and plaintive note mixed with the evening gale, none could express the great distress of poor old Granny Wail. On her harp she leaned, and thus exclaimed, my royal Brian is gone, who in his day did drive away the tyrants every one. On Clontarf's plain against the Danes his faction did prevail. Brave Brian Peru cut their lines in two and freed old Granny Wail. But now, alas, I do confess that champions I have none. There is no lord to wave his sword and defend me now, not one. Mine enemies, just as they please, with blows do me assail. The flesh they've torn from every bone of poor old Granny Wail. For 600 years these briny tears have fallen from my eyes. I curse the day that Henry made of me proud Albion's prize. From that day down in chains I'm bound, no wonder I look pale. The blood they've drained from every vein of poor old Granny Wail. With blood besmeared and bathed in tears, her harp she sweetly strummed, and o'er her chains in sweet refrain from one last chord she rung. Her voice so clear fell on my ears, at last my strength did fail. I went away and this did say, God help you, Granny Wail. So in addition to the story about the spear-bonds, this particular character, Granny Wail, actually makes reference to a real person, Grace O'Malley, who was Queen of Ireland, and this is what she's referring to in her reference back in history. And her story is a fascinating one, which I won't have time to tell any more about, but you should look it up. Okay, so now we're going to turn to another person who's just innocently out for a little stroll. You don't know how hard it is. You might be able to guess how hard it is to start the songs when almost all of them start with exactly the same sentence and remember which tune to do next. So here we go. A maid went walking one fine morning down by the riverside, and it's there she spied a bold fisherman all rowing on the tide, all rowing on the tide. Yes, it's there she spied a bold fisherman, all rowing on the tide. Good morning to you, bold fisherman. What brings you fishing here? I came fishing here for your sweet sake, all on this river clear. All on this river clear, I came fishing here for your sweet sake, all on this river clear. He drew his boat up onto the shore, and it's to this lady he went, and he took her by the lily white hand, which was his sole intent, which was his sole intent. Yes, he took her by the lily white hand, which was his sole intent. Then he took off his traveling cape, and so gently laid it down. It was then she spied 3 chains of gold were hanging 3 times round, were hanging 3 times round. It was then she spied 3 chains of gold a-hanging 3 times round. Well, she fell onto her bended knee, and so loud for mercy cried, "Oh, for calling you a bold fisherman, when I fear you are some lord. I fear you are some lord. Oh, for calling you a bold fisherman, when I fear you are some lord." "Arise, my darling, arise," said he, "from off your bended knee. There is not one word that you have said that has offended me, that has offended me. There is not one word that you have said that has offended me. But if you would come to my Father's house, then it's married we could be, and it's then you'll have a bold fisherman to row you on the sea, to row you on the sea. Yes, it's then you'll have a bold fisherman to row you on the sea." Okay, the next song is another one about the things you overhear when you're out for a walk. It was the other night that I chanced to go roving down by a wee river and jogging along, when I spied an old man making sad lamentations about rocking a cradle and the child not his own. Hi-ho, hi-ho, hi-dilly-lizy, perhaps your own daddy will never be known. I'm a singing and sighing and rocking the cradle and nursing a baby that's none of my own. My wife is a flirt and she married for money. She goes out every night to a party or ball. And she never comes home till the cocks are a-crowing, and me and the baby at home all alone. Hi-ho, hi-ho, hi-dilly-lizy. Perhaps your own father you never will know. I'm a-sitting and sighing and rocking the cradle and nursing a baby that's never my own. So all you young lads that's inclined to get married, take my advice, leave the women alone. For I'm warning you, Harry, if ever you marry, you might be home rocking the cradle alone. Hi-ho, hi-ho, hi-laddie-lizy. Perhaps your own daddy you never will know. And me all alone, just a-rocking the cradle and nursing a baby that no one will know. Doodle-doodle-doo-doo-dum, da-doo-da-dum-da-dee-do, do-I-da-dum, diddly-I-o-day. Doodle-doodle-doo-doo-dum, da-doo-I-da-dee-do. Hush-a-bye, baby, and hush-a-bye-o. The ironic thing about that song to me is that although clearly he doesn't know who the child's father is, it's obvious who the child's daddy is. It's the one who sings them lullabies and rocks them to sleep. Okay, so now we have, checking the time, good. A walk that led to an unexpected and somewhat dangerous adventure. Me and my cousin, one Arthur McBride, as we went out walking down by the seaside. Mark now what followed and what did betide, it being a fine summer morning. For recreation we went on a tramp where we met with the sergeant and Corporal Vamp and a little wee drummer intending to camp, the day being pleasant and early. Good morning, the sergeant did cry, and the same to you gentlemen we did reply, intending no harm for the men to pass by, the day being pleasant and charming. Said he, you fine fellows, if you would enlist, it's 5 guineas of gold I would slip in your fist, and a crown in the bargain to kick up the dust, and drink the king's health in the morning. For the soldier he lives a very fine life, and he always is blessed with a charming young wife, and he pays all his debts without sorrow or strife, and he always lives pleasant and charming. And the soldier he always is decent and clean, and the finest of clothes he's constantly seen, while other poor fellows go dirty and mean, and sup on thin gruel in the morning. Says Arthur, I wouldn't be proud of your clothes, as you've only the lend of them, so I suppose, and you dare not change them one night, for you know if you did, you'd be shot in the morning. And though we are single and though we are free, we take great delight in our own country. We have no desire strange places to see, although that your offer is charming. And we have no desire to take your advance, All hazards and danger we wager on chance. You'd have no scruples to send us to France, where we would get shot without warning. Oh no, says the sergeant, I'll have no such chat, and I neither will take it from spalpeen nor brat. And if you insult me with one other word, I'll cut off your head in the morning. Well, Arthur and I quickly drew our hearts, and we gave them no time for to draw out their swords, when our trusty shillelagh came down on their heads, and we bade them take that for fair warning. And the rusty old rapiers that hung by their side, we flung them as far as we could in the tide. Take them out, devils, said Arthur McBride, and tamper their blades in the morning. And the little wee drummer, we flattened his pow, and we made a football of his rowdy-dow-dow. Threw it in the tide for to rock and to row, and bid it a tedious returning. Me and my cousin, one Arthur McBride, as we went out walking down by the seaside. Mark now what followed and what did betide, it being a fine summer morning. The interesting thing I learned about that song is, although it was made famous by an Irish singer, Paul Brady, it was collected actually in America, and it came here by way of Wales to Nova Scotia. So I'm just going to finish up on my last song now, and it's another unexpected adventure that can happen when you're going on a walk. Before I sing my last song, I just want to thank again SAC for inviting me to give this set of sung stories to you, and for the brave adventure of figuring out how to do this on Zoom, and for all of you guys for coming to attend. So this will be my final story and song. There once was a maiden who lived all alone. She lived all alone by the shore, oh, and there was naught she could find that would comfort her mind, but to walk up and down on the shore, 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 to walk up and down on the shore. And it's of a sea captain who sailed the salt sea. Let the wind blow high, blow low. I will die, this young captain did cry, if I can't have that maid on the shore, shore, shore. I must have that maid on the shore. I've got lots of silver, I've got lots of gold, I've got lots of costly fine ware, oh, and I'll give half to you, my gallant young crew, if you'll bring me that maid from the shore, shore, shore. Just bring me that maid from the shore. So the sailors, they got them a very long boat, and they paddled right up to the shore, oh, saying, "Ma'am, if you please, would you enter on board to view a fine cargo of wares, a cargo of fine costly wares?" It was with much persuasion they got her on board. May the wind blow high, blow low. They sat her down at the stern of the boat, and it's back to the ship they did row, row, row. It's back to the ship they did go. And when they pulled up alongside of the ship, the captain, he spat out his chew, oh, saying, "All of this night you shall lie in my arms. Then I'll give you back to my crew, crew, crew. Then I'll give you back to my crew. Oh, thank you, this young maid replied. This is just what I've been hoping for, oh. I've grown so weary of being a maid all alone on the rocky old shore, shore, shore. All alone on that rocky old shore. And the night being quiet and water so still, she began to sing them a song, oh, and she sang it so sweet and so neat and complete. She sang captain and sailors to sleep, 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 captain and sailors to sleep. Then she robbed them of silver, she robbed them of gold. She plundered their fine costly ware, oh, and the captain's broadsword she took for an oar, and paddled right back to the shore, 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 and paddled right back to the shore. Ah, were you men drunk, or were you men mad? Or were you sunk deep in despair, oh? Why do you let her away with her beauty so gay, to walk once again on the shore, 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 to walk once again on the shore? No, your men were not drunk, and your men were not mad, and neither sunk deep in despair, oh. I deluded your crew, and likewise yourself too, and once more I'm a maid on the shore, shore, shore. Once more I'm a maid on the shore. Oh, there once was a maiden who lived all alone. She lived all alone by the shore, oh, and there was naught she could find that would comfort her mind, but to walk up and down on the shore, 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 to walk up and down on the shore. Thank you so much.
Yay! Yay! Super!
Yay!
Yay!
Loved it.
Wonderful to
Thank
see
you
you
so
all.
much.
It was wonderful, Pamela.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
Lovely. Thank you.
Oh, well, it was really fun. I'm glad I got to do this after all. I was disappointed when I thought it was going to be, the whole festival be canceled. And so thank you again. I want to turn the stage back over to Brandon for whatever comes next.